No, this isn't clickbait. You will see an animal get eaten by a bug. Hi guys and welcome back to the channel, where today we are doing a strange feeding video where I am going to attempt to give my ants their own piece of sirloin steak. This is basically a scientific test to see how the ants react and how the brood react to being fed literal steak. So as we all know, steak is a very good source of protein for us and for basically anything that eats it. But does it work with ants? If we could give these ants some of the best protein they've ever had, what will happen? And that is what we're going to find out in this short series of Steak Chronicles. In front of you, you will be seeing my 6 queen Campanotus nicobarensis colony. These are carpenter ants, and because there's 6 queens, they lay 6 times more eggs. And as you can see right there, there's a little tiny group of eggs in the middle. For the past 3 days, I have been giving them steak, steak, steak. I went into my local supermarket and bought the best steak they had. So let's go back a bit. I have been feeding my ants live food for the past 5 years. That is crickets, locusts, mealworms, marrowworms, and on occasion, anything I find in the garden. But the thing is that I'm spending £2.50 per tub of live food, and that only lasts up to 2 weeks, and that's if I'm lucky. Whereas I can go into my supermarket and spend £5 to £10 on a cut of steak, which will feed my colonies for up to a year. Just let that sink in for a second. Obviously, it's got to be frozen for it to last that long, as you can see in the video. So there's a bit of steak there as I'm topping up their sugar snaps. There they are from Antantics. Amazing stuff. Highly recommend it. They're pretty cheap as well, so go ahead and get some. Now watch what happens when I put this lid on. Have you ever seen an ant move so fast in your life? To be honest, I was not expecting this from an eco. I heard they move fast, but that was like 0 to 60 in a millisecond. Just 2 minutes later, and one of the outworlds is already full of these ants. I think they can smell the sugar and definitely the steak, but we'll check back in a later video to see how they do. Now for the Solenopsis fujax that we saw last episode. Obviously there's been no growth because it's been only a day or two since the last episode. I am trying to get these videos out every 3 days, so expect slow growth as I record, but expect a lot of different videos as well. These fujax are insectivores, meaning they don't really get on with steak too well, or they shouldn't get on with steak too well, so I'm giving them a piece of steak and some cricket. Now for the monomoriums. I know last episode I butchered their subcaphum or whatever you call them. We'll call them monomorium subs. Alright, everyone's happy then. Anyway, I tried to get a decent picture here. So these inbreed, meaning that one queen can turn into 1,000 queens within possibly 10 years, but definitely 1 queen to 10 within 2 years. So I really want to look after these, so expect a few videos on these coming up. This may be the last time you see them for a while, but just know they are in good care. Anyway, I'm giving these guys steak and some sugar, obviously, and leaving them to their own devices. This is probably the best shot you're ever going to see of them, so there you go. Now for the 4 red queens. Guys, I still need names for these. I just need 4 little names. Can be anything you want. Anyway, my camera quality was trash today. Okay, I don't know what it is, but today my camera wasn't the best. Anyway, they are doing all good, but it is still very early days. These girls are known to drop dead over the most randomness of things. I could sneeze and they would die. So I do not want to stress these queens out. They do seem very stressed, so this isn't going to be a long clip. I'm going to do a diet challenge with these 4 Manica rubida. 1 is just steak, 1 is just cricket, and 2 are cricket and steak. And obviously all 4 will have the same sugar. They're all staying at the same temperature, 27.8. That's my current temperature in my room. It is actually cooler during the night. I'm leaving them alone now for 3 days with what's inside their outworld. I'm going away, so I haven't really got a choice. They will be fine. I say it's 27 degrees. It doesn't feel that hot in my room at all. Anyway, here's an overview. Again, rubbish camera, so I do apologize. Yesterday was perfect. Today was trash. So bear with me, guys. I am getting a better camera very soon. Here's a queen just taking a sippy sip. This was a second where my camera actually focused for once. You can see the little hairs on her. You can see how she's propping herself up against the side just so she could drink that little bit more and be more comfortable. Amazing. Anyway, as you can see, she does have steak in the top right corner. There's another queen there. I think she has eggs underneath her. Yeah, you can see there are some tiny little eggs by her bum. So she's laid recently, which is really good news. I'm trying to get a zoom in on them. Here we go. Look at those eggs. Do you see them? Tiny little eggs. That's awesome. As promised, here is a animal being eaten by one of my bugs. This is Aragog. He is almost 4 years old. He's a Goliath bird-eating tarantula, Ferrophosa sturmi. Yes, I also keep tarantulas in case you didn't know. He is my second oldest tarantula and he comes out quite slow, so just bear with him. He's not getting old or anything, he's just lazy, to be honest. I lied, he is getting old unfortunately, but he's not a mature male yet. And boom, here's the money shot. Fangs are in. This is his monthly meal. I give him a pinky once a month and maybe a locust if I have them every 2 weeks, but he hasn't eaten in like a month, so he's having that, and then he's probably going to shed afterwards. I'm expecting his final molt very soon, so be sure to subscribe and stick around for that. He reminds you of an old man the way he walks. Now here's a colony you haven't seen on my channel before. Tetrapanera rufinigra. I call these wingless wasps because the way their body looks. Don't they look like a wasp? These girls have come a long way. I bought them off someone and I've looked after them ever since for about 2 months. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how to keep them. I've done some research and what you're seeing is apparently a really good setup. I personally feel it's too big for them, but only time will tell. The queen is laying eggs. The little popeth they're in, the blue, is quite dirty. However, I'm expecting some cleaning equipment very soon, and when I have that, we are going to clean these girls amazingly. Now this setup is from Ant Antics. It's an E-popeth and a large outworld. Previously used for my Carebara diversa. They died, so I gave it a good old wash. Gave it some tarantula soil, and then some wood chips, as you can see. So I'm taking out that old bit of steak. As you can see, it is tiny, and it was that big. Again, this is steak, that white bit right there, you're seeing, it's like the fatty part on a sirloin, but there is some red bit underneath, you just can't see it. There is an ant on the dish, and I'm like, come on, move, move, yes please, come on, move. And eventually it gets the idea and it moves, smells the steak, and then disappears. My plan with these is to raise them up to a decent size and then potentially sell them on or donate them to someone, whoever wants them. These have been really cool, and I'm not gonna lie, their outworld is amazing. You can see the big little tree in their outworld. That is what I found in the wild. I've given it some love and I gave it to them. I do hope these girls make it. If you have any tips about these girls, and I mean like any tips that's helped you keep them, please let me know, because I am desperate to learn more about them. Their brood pile isn't the biggest and it is slightly worrying. Now for the devils, aka Chromagesta scutularis. This outworld is disgusting, so let me just click my fingers and make it all disappear. That's a bit better. Anyway, as you can see, this is their first time trying steak. I do add a bit of cricket for them because I don't want to move them on steak straight away because that could damage them. I don't know, that's just in my own head. I could be completely wrong. I know that these girls would take anything they can get their hands on in the wild. Now that is a lot of brood, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest with you, I do have the issue of I have to move my ants to feed them from their holding tank, because I have a tank where it's set to a temperature and humidity, and unfortunately I can't feed them when they're in there. I have to take them out, put them on my desk, feed them, and then put them back. So this could cause a lot of stress because of the vibration. However, I am getting a bit more heat mats and I'm going to try and focus on moving my room around a bit more so I could try and get a nice desk sorted. Anyway, there's the steak, there's the ants. Let's move on. So this is the last colony I'm going to show you guys today. This is the Myrmica rubra, one of my favourites. The last episode I told you the story about them and their queen. Luckily they are doing okay. I have no concerns for them at the moment. They have had steak before and they destroyed it, so I'm hoping it's the same here. So that's it for the video, guys. I really do hope you enjoy the new Billy Bugs. I am trying to create a lot more different types of videos. I have got a few ideas in mind, a lot of dramatic titles that now people use. You need clicks to be able to live on YouTube, because that's how a lot of YouTubers start. And obviously I only have 74 subscribers, so I need all the help I can get. If you have liked this video, please go ahead and like, comment any names for the Manica rubida, and please subscribe. Anyway, I'm Billy Bugs, and I'll see you in the next one.